All right, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome everybody to another stream, a stream, one stream I haven't done in a very, very long time. It is interesting, I should say the least. It's been a very, very long time since I've been live. So, welcome back to the Call It is I, Croto, once more, live with the randoms of the random. There's a lot to talk about because a lot has happened in the past few days. The stream does live. The stream lives. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Oh my gosh, it's a Nev stream. Holy crap. Y'all, hold up. Hold up. Pause. Oh my gosh. Y'all already starting. Gonna make me mess up. All right, no. First. Welcome to the Call It. I hope you're all having a great evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for hanging out today. Today's just going to be a chill day. I don't really have any plans. I just wanted to go live because there's a few things that happened in the past 2 weeks, actually, past 3 weeks. A bunch of crazy stuff that's kind of got me all into the mood again, I guess, if that makes sense. I'll explain in just a minute. Right. But let me go ahead and quick shout outs. Of course, welcome Zabel. If you haven't followed Zabel, you're making a mistake. Go and follow Zabel right now. Also, go ahead and follow Conductor Productions, my good friend from the series Tales of Valhalla. If you haven't checked out that workout, please go ahead and check it out right now. So, and Zay, thank you so much for the subscription. 16 months. It is actually crazy that there's still that long amount of time that you don't really feel. And once again, if you're wondering why I'm actually live like really later than I expected, because time once again is not something I am aware of. I literally blink and then hours pass by, and I'm just like, okay, well, guess what? Guess I'm going live late again. But yeah, this is how it be. And Conductor Productions starting to edit the conversation about ScapeCon. Yes, we do have. We're going to be talking about a little bit about ScapeCon today. We're going to be talking about LunarCon today. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. And so, yeah, today's just kind of a chat day. But, of course, as always, it is my absolute pleasure to be here. And thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right. Well, what happened? What did I miss? Did I miss something? I have a... Yeah, so one thing is... definitely trying to get back into this vibe is fun, I guess, because I'll tell you something that's really interesting. Like, wait, what's going on? What happened? Is it being weird? Hang on. Is it being weird? Do not worry. I am. Oh, it didn't shout out Zay. Oh. Yeah, that is kind of weird. Hang on, let me. Wait. Shout out Zay. Oh, that is. What? Mubot, calm down. Hold up. That's new. I've never seen that before. What? Okay, hang on. Let me get that shout out going. And then I'm going to have to go edit that. I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh, my lord. Zay. Sorry, Zay. You can shout yourself out seriously anytime you want. But it appears that I'm going to have to go edit that. Because that's a new thing. That's absolutely new. It's funny, right? They must have added that recently. Because I don't remember seeing that at all. Like a anti-shadow. Oh, hi, Mark. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I have a lot to talk about, I think. I don't know. I tend to ramble. You know this. If you've been a long-time supporter viewer of the channel, I'm a rambler. Ramble on, you know, as they said, as the gods of rock, Led Zeppelin said, ramble on. So... what the heck? What happened? You know, the weird thing is, once again, referring to... Oh, shoot, before I get started, everybody's National Girlfriend Day. Also, oh yeah, it's still National Girlfriend Day. I had to look at the time. It is 10:40 right now for me. It's still National Girlfriend Day. So everybody goes tell Suntera she's awesome, because I have to celebrate it. Also, I shall pet the beard. Now, so shut up. Everyone say Suntera is awesome, because so we're celebrating. We're celebrating that. Mubot is drunk. I think so. Conductor. Your wife does count, because I think girlfriend is like, it's a title, but like that never changes. These, even if you're married, still your girlfriend. Because you did date, that kind of stuff. There you go. Mubot is being weird. But yeah, it's National Girlfriend Day, so go celebrate your National Girlfriend. Go celebrate your girlfriend if you have, yeah, just, and all sorts of applications to that title, of course. But yeah, I'm already celebrating. But yeah, heck yeah, conductor. But yeah, let's go ahead and try it. So of course, my last stream, so oddly enough, and the timing is really interesting. So my last stream was oh oh yeah, the what is it? It is now August 1st, right? August 1st. So last stream was April 12th, which was the day that patch 6.1 came out. 6.2 is actually on the way, by the way. I don't know if anyone has heard the needs or the news, but 6.2 has been announced for late August. We're going to have a live letter on August 12th. I don't know if I'm probably going to be streaming that, because why not? I always do try to stream live letters. So August 12th, they're going to announce the date when that comes out. Probably going to be the third week or last week of August, which also happens to correspond with the new season for Destiny, which I've been playing the last one, and that's a lot of fun. But I wish you should have seen me cry. I cried a lot. I did cry a lot during Season of the Haunted. So, but yeah, so my last stream was patch day, and I had a really, really interesting, I would like to call it an epiphany of some sort. Like, it was a weird moment where, so for those that, just did a quick catch up, right? Started working at a restaurant to make ends meet, right? Financial status started getting a little bit rough around the edges, started getting to a point where it was like very unsustainable for me to try to keep, with the stay-at-home position that I was working on. And so got a job at the restaurant, started working at the restaurant. Let me tell you, I don't know what it is. And maybe I feel like I'm one of those people that just I like talk into a mirror. I'm like one of those, like, I don't have, there's no good feedback on the subject. But restaurant work is such a bad job. Holy crud! Why have we turned that into one of the most terrible positions on the planet? I don't know. But I'm doing my best. I have kept the job, which is, whoa. I've actually managed to stay relatively, in the system for a good amount of time. And so I've been working there for the past, couple of months, right? Now, here's the deal, right? What I've noticed for myself, and this is like part of that content, that the topic where we talk about neurodivergence and the things with the brain, things with the mind, and stuff like that. And so I've noticed that when I get into, especially when I'm working or I have those multiple days where I work, it's like my brain shuts off, right? I don't have like any drive whatsoever to do anything during the day except go to my job, finish the job, come home, go to sleep. That's all I've ever been doing, right? And then the pandemic happened. I stopped doing that, and then I got the job at the restaurant, a different restaurant, but a restaurant job again, and started doing it again, where I literally, it's my day to work. I go to work. I turn off my brain. I do my job. I come home. I go to sleep. It's bad because I can't run a channel that way. I am not active mentally enough to be like, oh, hey, let's go live and talk about all the cool stuff. That's the reason why I made this channel, of course, is always to talk about the cool stuff I find, cool nerd stuff I find, cool new nerd stuff we get to do. Talk about all the cool nerd stuff that you do, right? Because I do like to celebrate everybody's achievements, everyone's creations. But it's just like I did not have the mental capacity, if that makes sense, to continue to do such a thing while I was working at the restaurant. Now, I will say this. As of right now, current time, so, jumping ahead to right now, late August, or I'm already jumping ahead there. Early August, late July, come to realize that the individuals that I work with, as far as not the employees, the customers in the area that I work at, are not that bad, which I'm actually really happy about. I'm generally expectant of difficult customers, because that's just the retail vibe, I suppose. But for the past couple of days, at work where I go, right, the customers have not been a problem. I've been able to vibe with them really well. Get their food, they get to go home, they're happy, their families are fed, all that stuff like that. I get compensated pretty well. So I'm proud. I'm happy to announce I'm no longer in dire financial straits. I worked my butt off for a couple months to make sure I could get back to doing this. And then here's the thing now. Now I will say, and just like I've thought about it for like hours on end. I'm one of those shower thinkers. Like I will sit on something for days on end and thought about it. And one thing I realized that I was struggling with when it came to this channel was turning this venture into something that was supposed to like an income based sort of thing, right? And I realized that created a lot of stress behind the channel, behind the performance, behind the content I was making, behind videos, behind the stuff I was doing. And that was like, it's the work stress that I did not want on this channel, right? That was, I want to say it was because of the circumstances, right? I knew I was running out of money. I knew I was financially struggling. And that stress from the financial struggle was being put onto here. It was being put onto the channel. And it wasn't my place anymore. It was like that work environment where I would go and just be like, oh gosh, I hate it because it's work related. I don't know how to explain it more than that, more than just like it became a burden. And by being able to take this break, the couple months that I've been off and not streaming, and focusing more on getting the money I need for my own financial circumstances, and just working as hard as possible, burning through those weeks. I mean, like I said, I'm good now, right? And that's huge because now I can do this, and not only be able to do this, but be able to do this in a way that's stress free. Aside from the general, oh gosh, I'm going live, I'm terrified of I'm terrified of talking in front of a camera. Even though I managed to do that last week, like it's this thing up here tends to be a very, very strange machine. Like sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I totally got this, and the other days I'm like, I can't, I look ugly, bro. What the hell? I don't know. Brains are weird, but overall, right? Like I'm able to come back to this and to do so in a casual way, and that's what I want. That's what I want. I didn't want to come back to this as a job. I didn't want to come back to this as a need for income. I wanted to come back to this and make this my space. This is where I build this. This is all the cool stuff I notice, right? Like show off all the work you do, show off the work I do, stuff like that. Just have fun with it. I was not having fun with it because I was so stressed out about the money situation. But now that's worked. It's gone. Well, okay, it's not gone. Obviously, I still need to pay bills, but it is not in a way where it's like, oh my gosh, I need you all to help me out. It's more, I got it. I'm doing my stuff behind the scenes with my job, but I can go live whenever I am free to talk about Final Fantasy XIV, talk about Destiny, talk about Hero Escape, talk about all the good stuff, because now I don't have to rely on this for income, and that's what's important. But as a result of all, because the schedule's weird, because it's a restaurant schedule as well, which is doubly weird, just to give you the heads up, I don't know if I could get an actual schedule for that channel. I think in terms of going live, I will probably be able to do once or twice a week, but I don't have a date. I don't have dates for that. So what I'm going to try to do for the convenience of planning, all that kind of stuff, I'm going to try to mention a couple hours ahead of time, or I'm trying to like plan ahead, know which days I have off, and then be like, all right, cool, I will go live on these days. But we'll see. It's still funky. I'm more familiar with the work schedule, so it's easier for me, right? It's easier for me because March, April was a lot of like March, April, May. I will give actually check this out. So March, April, May, I was working on trying to get used to serving and streaming, and it was really hard for me. So I had to take that break, right? But when I was like planning, and you all know because if you're in the Discord, right? If you're in the Discord, I did post that I was going to try to go live again in May. I was planning to go live again in May. That exact week that I planned to go live, which was right after Mother's Day, the busiest day in restaurant history, as they like to tell us, they were like, "Hey, you have to be prepared because it's the busiest day," and like there was this, it was like football. It was insane the way they prepped, the way they prepped for that day. It was pretty crazy, right? I was like, all right, cool. Now that we got this big day out of the way, time to get back to the channel. I got COVID. I ended up getting sick that week, and I was so mad about it. I was so upset because I had spent, you know, the whole point of this, right? The whole point of like when I went live, the whole point of going live and creating a channel, building this brand, right, was so I could avoid COVID, and I ended up getting it 2 months into picking up a job at the restaurant. That's insane. That just blows my mind. I was like, oh my god, the stupid thing, right? And I was out of commission for the week and a half that I had to deal with. You know, I dealt with the symptoms, then I tested negative, then I had to wait for the recuperation process because let me tell you, that stuff makes you tired as heck, right? I mean, it is immune system punching, literally, like it's like decking it in the face. So, you know, then when I cleared that out, there was a lot of weeks where it was like, you know, the blur of time spent with the job, working the multiple shifts, the doubles. I had a bunch of doubles because there was a lot of people that were leaving the job at the time, right? Like I tend to be the filling guy when it comes to the job. So we have a turnover rate of like one of the worst turnover rates. It's just the restaurant industry in general. People leave and come in and leave, come in and leave, come in and leave, like literally every other day, right? So I'm having to fill up and take all these shifts because people are quitting, and so some of those weeks, like I just couldn't even like mentally process. I had burned through the week because I had a couple doubles, you know, like double shifts and all that stuff. But you know, it all did help. It helped stabilize myself financially. It helped go towards that, help return me to some sort of form of stability, and therefore leading to the point where I could go live again. So really, really good stuff, right? Really good stuff overall. Exhausting, but a lot of work. And you know, I was also at the time I was helping my friend out with some personal stuff, and that took a couple weeks, right? I don't know, like it's so hard to really process because it's like all this stuff is happening, and it didn't feel like a lot, but as you can see, 3 months have passed, right? 3, 4, 5 months, I think. Last live stream was in April, so I mean that's pretty crazy. And time for me has never been something that I can track. I've always mentioned it on the Patreon. I always talk about it on the Patreon. I want the Patreon the supporters to know that I absolutely am sorry, and I'm doing everything in my power to create what I plan to create, but time does not exist in a cognitive way. I cannot perceive it. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. But like from what I've been able to investigate in terms of like ADHD, it doesn't calculate. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what hour it is. I just go. I just do things. It just happens, and then before I know it, boom, 5 months have passed. And I'm just like, oh Lord, should I even go live anymore? Right? And I had to ask myself that. But like, it was this month in particular, or well, I say last month. I mean, it is just August 1st. It was July in particular, and you know we're gonna do a couple shout outs and a couple talk about it. But like, July helped break me out of the rut, right? Because I came to realize that, you know, of course, with all the work and the focus of work, it was just, you know, got me sad, you know, got me in this like frozen state of just do the job and don't complain, do what you need to do. But I was able to have I was able to have two particular events that helped change everything for me and just like kind of like break me out of the rut, and then, you know, basically tell me, hey, let's get back onto your channel, do this thing that you love, because you do love it, you really enjoy it. You shouldn't just drop it because life itself seems to punch you in the gut. It's like, you know, you should still try to go through and do what you can, right? So these two events, of course, we mentioned it earlier, was ScapeCon and LunarCon, right? So we're gonna talk about it, and if you haven't had a chance, I don't have the link with me right now. I will be posting it later. So please look forward to that. Right now there was a live stream that I went on Conductor Productions channel last Sunday, right? I was talking about my experience with ScapeCon, but we're going to go over that real quick. So what it was ScapeCon, what is ScapeCon, right? For those of you who don't know, I am absolutely obsessed with the series, or a game known as HeroScape, right? And it was a board game that came out in 2004. So let your minds dial back a bit, because it's gonna be old stuff, right? But 2004, right? This game came out, and I was living in Europe at the time. So this was back in Belgium, and most of the purchases, anything that I usually did, like we went to a place known as Chevreuse, the Chevreuse Air Force Base. And Dad was in the military at the time, so all the shopping we did, all the stuff we did was on these military bases. I go to the military base, I go to the AFES, right, and of course I'm like, I can't really remember what year I am, or what year how old I was, but it was a pretty while back, and I'm going through the toy section. I'm going through the just looking at stuff, and I see this box, and there's this big T-Rex, and his big T-Rex, he's just standing there, and he's getting attacked by a dragon, right? And you see like army soldiers and a robot in the background, and that just blew my mind. I was just like, what the hell? What is this? This is fascinating. And was like, how much is it? $40. I think it was $40 at the time. I can't remember. It was $40 or something. The original price of the master set before. And yeah, Mr. Chompy, right? That was it. It was the dinosaur that got my attention, and then the entire box art that grabbed me entirely. And then, of course, that was the board game HeroScape. Now, I played that game a lot with my sisters. I played that game a lot with, I had a really good friend down the street from me at the time, right? He used to come over to the house all the time. We used to play all sorts of scenarios. But that was it. That was the only people I played with, and I only had the master set. I knew there was a website. I would go on the website every once in a while when I didn't really have free internet access back in the day. My internet searching was only available when I went to school. And that's where most of my Google searches and stuff and information dumps and all that stuff came from. It was like going to school and learning about it. Didn't really look that stuff up at home, but when I came back to the United States, that's when I saw that they had expansions, so on and so forth, learning about HeroScapers.com, so on and so forth, right? Major activity peaked around 2009, 2011 for me. That range of years where I was just like always on the forum page, HeroScapers.com. I was constantly posting as much as I could. I worked on a bunch of stuff and just was like, hanging out with everyone. That's when I started my fanfic and started posting all the stuff there. And then that's when people were like, hey, you have a gift. You're really good at writing. You should pursue this more. And I was just like, nah. But they kept pushing it. And they were like, no, you should totally do this. And I was just like, all right, I guess I could give it a shot. And that really that's why I have such an attachment to HeroScape. I think in particular because it was one of the first fandom places, one of the first communities that inspired me to become a creator and actually start producing content. And this is before content creator was a title. This was before anyone was like, oh, don't forget about PewDiePie or whatever. I threw out a name. I'm just, you know what I mean? It's just those names, right? Those didn't exist back in the day when I first got inspired to start creating. But the source of that inspiration was HeroScape, right? So now we can jump ahead to this year, 2022, right? Or, I should say a few months in, right? My friend Conductor Productions here, right? He asks me, he's like, hey, you should come to ScapeCon with me. I was like, that sounds cool. I didn't really have any idea of what it was about. I had very, very little information. And to be completely honest, I was so wired into my situation, right, with the money issues that I didn't really think about it. But yeah, Conductor Productions, he invited me. He was like, hey, you should go to ScapeCon. I'm like, okay, sounds cool. Don't really have the money for it. And he was like, yeah, no, I got you. And I was just like, bruh, that's huge on me because I really don't, I hate the idea of it's such a hard thing receiving gifts from people for me. especially monetary things. And so that was just like like it messed with my guilt complex like really really badly. But you know here we go. We jump ahead to July, and you know yeah, yeah. I mean, he insisted. Actually, he insisted. And here's the deal. Here's the deal. Like, I wasn't rejecting the offer. It was so much like I was so focused on what was going on with my real life situation with the money and all that stuff like that that I didn't I felt like I wasn't allowed. If that makes sense. Like it's like, oh, it's so irresponsible of me to go to this big event when I should be working double hours to make up the money, to make the money I need for my rent and stuff like that, right? But no, he insisted. He was like, "Hey, you got to come with me. You got to check this out." And I was like, "All right, you only live once." I know that's a terrible phrase to really rely on sometimes, but you really think about it. You only do live once, so I wasn't going to regret this, and was like, "Okay, let's go." And overall, first of all, huge shout out to Conductor Productions for hosting me in the first place. Right, he let me stay at his place. That was super nice. I will always, always appreciate that, being able to spend that time and like, kind of get back in touch with my Honduras experiences, right? Because like I hadn't had that kind of food in years, literally years. So yeah, it was very nice. Like I got to spend time with his family. That was super super cool, right? I was really really appreciative of that. Just the chance to get away from all the hubbub, all the mess, right? All the chaos. Because I was stressing out about work every day, and I was stressing out about not being able to go live every day, and stressing out about all the stuff like that. But like I was able to get all out of that. I was out of that like cloud of depression and just like this limitations that I had found myself in, right? And he's the chauffeur, I should say. He makes the drive up to Indiana with me. Aw, you're gonna break my heart. Don't do that. I'm gonna be sad. Yeah, his son's great. I love his son. He's great. uh and yeah, it's super super cool. Got to hang out with them, and then we headed up to Indiana, and yo, this is how can I put it into words, the the vibe, the experience of it all, right? Like here I am, 3 states away, right? I'm at well, okay, so we actually were in the area of Gen Con. Not I don't think it was I think no, I think yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's the city of Gen Con, right? The pinnacle experience of nerd gaming like ever, right? We're in that space, we're in that area, right? And we go up to this hotel, right? And it's a hotel that's like very conveniently parked off the area of the airport. So it's like you got your airport, right, and you got the hotel. It's literally just boom, you're already there. Super chill spot, right? Really well done. Like I mean, clean room, super cool service, right? Everyone there was awesome. There was like in hotel restaurant, right? In hotel bar. I don't even know how to describe it. It felt like a luxury experience to me because I live in a 1 bedroom apartment that's sinking into the earth. I don't. I don't. Anything outside of this is usually better than what I. But yeah, we're just in this hotel, so I'm like luxury experience. I'm like, oh my gosh, but we got to go. We got to go to the event itself, and ScapeCon was being run by the individuals of the website heroescapers.com. Remember, I was super active on that site back in 2009, 2010, 2011. I tried to get back in on maybe 2015, I think, right around that time, and wasn't able to really sustain a presence for myself due to a bunch of live changes at the time. But I haven't been on that site for years. But here I am. I'm walking into this room, and I am meeting people that I've known for years for the first time in person. People I talked to all the time on the forums back in the day. I'm meeting in person for the first time ever. And just yards of skate, like just all they set up everything. right? They had all these units, all these pieces. I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this thing is still live. It is still a breathing, living community. Like this isn't just like, you know, a necropost experience where it's like, oh my gosh, you know, the few six people that still like this thing. There were 60 plus people at this event, right? Overwhelming, yeah. Like it's still hard to put into words for me as a person who grew up with this game. It's so hard to put into words because it's just, I mean, you get to see this just vibrant, passionate like experience where people are still playing this game. They're still putting effort into this franchise that Hasbro and Wizard of the Coast dumped years ago. Wizard of the Coast didn't think it was financially stable enough for them, so they got rid of it. They discontinued the series back in 2010. But this community had been thriving 12 years after the result. This is 12 years later. And these people are still keeping this game as active as if it had just came out. There were people that I met at the event who had just started playing that year. Like within that year, they were like, "Oh yeah, I learned about HeroScape in January, February." I'm like, and they're like 2022, and I'm like, really? You're learning about this game now that hasn't had new characters made like from the official company in 12 years, and you're still playing it? That is amazing. That is amazing, and to think that this game that was the core, fundamental reason why I decided to become a creator in the very first place, still thriving 12 years after the fact. I mean, it's a perpetual thing. It's almost immortal. and you're like, okay, so what's so great about this game? Why is it so good? Why is it still thriving after all these years? I'll tell you one thing. If it's not the game itself, it's the people you meet. Because I met so many vibrant personalities. Lord, I don't know. Like, I mean, there's all sorts of ages, right? The age group, there was no age group. It was like everybody. There were young. There was I know there was I want to say he was a teenager. I don't remember. Memories poo. Right? There was a kid there, and then there was some men who, you know, I want to say were much more older than I am, and it was just, you know, just that entire group of people still playing this game and talking about it and getting invested and like, okay, so let me tell you some of the weird mental trains that happened there, right? Let me tell you about some of the crazy stuff that happened. There was a guy that I met who has videos from my channel saved on a playlist. I've never met this person, ever. Never knew this person, ever. But has a video from my play, because like one of the very first things I put on YouTube was the HeroScape webisode that was released back in 2000 and I want to say it was 2005, 6? No, 7. It was yeah. But this person had that video saved on a playlist. So when they were like, yeah, look, I have all these HeroScape things, and I saw my name, and I'm just like, yo, that's me. And I was like, are you kidding me? I travel like how many hours up into Indiana? Because it was in Indianapolis, right? I was in Indianapolis, and this person knew my channel name, didn't know me, but knew my channel name because I had that content archived because of its significance to my series, right? I do consider HeroScape to be one of the fundamental roots. Yo, what's up, Mazzy? Hope you're having a good night. We're chatting right now about some of the cool stuff that happened to me this month. I hope you're having a fantastic night. Thanks for stopping by. Heck yeah. But so that was insane. That was insane to see. And it reminded me that I still had something to contribute. I think is a good word to say. I still had something to contribute because this person from the United States, right? Like, I mean, this is literally somebody who lives in the States right now, didn't know who I was, but had my content on their playlist because of its contribution to the HeroScape franchise. That's insane. That's insane. Would have never ever seen that. Ever. Vibing, trying to get the stupid Minecraft server working. Good luck. I know nothing of that. I wish I could help. I don't know. I didn't think about that. Another thing I saw, obvious mind destruction, mind explosion of the sort. Long time ago, there was someone that made a forum post that was talking about the webisodes, the HeroScape webisodes, and they had posted a link to this individual's website that had a copy of their mind shackle, right? Yeah, a huge mind shackle, maybe a mind blast, I think, but a mind blast special tag. This post on the forums was linked to a website that had access to a early webisode draft script that was written back in 2005. Now, I clicked on this webisode or the draft. This was back in like 2010, 2011 era, right? I clicked on this thing. I started reading it, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, there's so much information in this webisode draft. This is insane. This is cool lore, right?" Because believe it or not, prior to Final Fantasy XIV, I was lore obsessed with HeroScape, and that was actually one of the reasons I was known on the forums. I was the lore guy for HeroScape back in the day, right? So I've been doing lore stuff for years, right? But I ended up going and reading this script, and I was just like, this is amazing. This script has so much content to it. Why is nobody talking about this? And they're like, what do you mean? And I was like, yo, and I made a list, and I showed off. I was like, yo, this is the list of all the stuff we've never seen in the game, right? And this is still kind of before they decided to get rid of it. So obviously there was a lot of hope. It was like, oh my gosh, they still have ideas. Ooh, But and I was so fixated on the script because there was so much content to it. I actually went to my office at the time. So I worked at an office at the time. I went there and I printed the script. And I scanned it by hand, all of those pages, and I posted it onto the forums. And I said, y'all need to read this. And it's been archived to this day. To this day, it's been archived since I posted it on the forums, right? I forgot about it. I forgot I did that. I forgot that I did that years ago, 12-something years ago in the past, right? Back when I was still youngin', right? I did that, and there was somebody who had printed out that script that I had hand scanned and posted onto the forums, and they brought that script with them to ScapeCon. What? Once again, people I've never met. People I've never, may have talked to them online on the forums, but I've never met these people ever. But there was stuff that I had done for the series throughout my history of being interactive and focused and working with the series that were affecting people to this day, 12 years later. Do you know how absolutely mind-destroying that is? That's insane. And I was just overwhelmed by the absolute just perception of it all. And it was a great day. It was a great day. It was a great week. It just, that entire moment, it really, really put to the nose, I still have done things creatively and can continue to still do so. I'm still here. I'm still fully conscious, you know what I mean? I still have stuff to do. I still have stuff to share with everybody. And despite that, whatever I've done in the past, it was still affecting people to this day. It was still getting people excited about HeroScape lore. And it was the whole thing was great. and that's just being there. I haven't even started telling you like about like I got to do tournaments. I played 23 games of HeroScape for the first time since 2015, right? Because they were tournaments. They were actual full scale tournaments. So I had to compete. And let me tell you, I got my butt whooped. I got destroyed. But willingly. I died with a smile on my face every time because I hadn't played this game in years. So I knew I was gonna lose. But some of these people, holy crap, they're so good. They're so good. A lot of gameplay, like just watching. Yeah, I did win one. I did win a tournament. Yeah, conductor is he's talking about Speedscape, which was one of the tournaments I didn't plan to win. I'm gonna be straight up honest with y'all. I feel like it wasn't okay. So it wasn't a fluke. It was the result of getting back into the game, getting back into the rules and stuff like that. But like I did win a tournament, and that was I took a nap and he won. Yeah. Okay, so speaking of the naps, holy crap, let me tell you, going to a con that's focused entirely on a board game tournament series is wow. That's a brain damage. I was literally having headaches, like full scale headaches. I would have to like rest and take breaks from because there's so much mental focus. It was draining. I think it was a lot the excitement of being in there at the event and seeing this game that I was so passionate about since my childhood, seeing it still active. But like it was just being in that moment. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm tired. I'm so drained. So there were some tournaments I did drop out of because I needed the rest. I decided taking a nap and relaxing was more important than pushing myself to the absolute limit. Burnout is the worst thing ever because it'll hit you at the worst moment ever. And I was trying to avoid burnout on this game I loved, right? So, I did take the breaks, but, we were kind of like alternating breaks. And so conductor was actually taking a break at the time I took the morning. I went to the downstairs for the morning tournaments, and then I ended up winning. So to kind of show it off, right? I got custom made dice. They hand painted this. They hand painted this dice, right? This was the prize they were giving out. It was let me see, like I actually get the right there. Bam. I don't. The camera's being weird. It's not focusing on it, but it says ScapeCon 2022. And this dice, if everyone, I did have someone ask me before because I took a picture and showed them. They're like, "What kind of dice is that?" Like, this is HeroScape based dice, right? So, I think it's what 2 shields, 3 attack symbols, so 3 skulls, and then the whiff. Oh, you see it fine. Yeah, and conductor brought his own. He brought his studio with him, right? So he actually brought the cameras and everything. He brought the pieces and he actually filmed in the hotel room. We actually were able to get some voice lines and stuff like that. It was just this entire week dedicated to this game I hadn't played in such a long time, but absolutely loved every second of it. Right, the event was entirely catered. Right, I had breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I don't eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I am okay. Like, and I am putting myself. I'm kind of exposing myself, I should say. But I have a terrible diet. I don't eat properly, and food was great, and I got 3 meals a day the entire week. I was just like, what? It was insane. But and then just the hotels were really well taken care of. The staff was really really cool, right? Uh, yeah, just like overall, just everything is just so cool. I don't even know what else to talk about, right? I think the most important thing for me is reminding myself that like perception is huge, and I was not aware of how thriving this community still was until I went to their major event, and I was just it was cool to introduce myself. I was like, yeah, I'm that lore guy. You remember that lore guy on the forums? And they're like, oh yeah, and I'm like, wow, they still remember the name. I haven't posted in years, so I wouldn't be like, oh, do you remember me actively? I didn't expect it, but they remembered the name. There were some people that are like, yeah, and I was like, oh my lord, that's insane. Um, So, of course, some other prizes I got, right? We all got a shirt, right? We all got shirts. We got custom made HeroScape cards. So let me go ahead and grab. I think I still have mine. So to show off, right? So this is the way a traditional card looks for the game, right? You got your basic card side, you got your master card side, all the details, all the information. They actually were giving out, and you could win these as prizes, and you could win these as pre-order reward, like kind of like a pre-order reward. If you went ahead and bought tickets early, they gave out a few of these as gifts to you for the pre-order. Custom made versions. Look at this. This like okay, so you this came out. This is it's even dated, 2004. This came out in 2004, right? There's the little copyright symbol. You can always tell how old the card is based on its release date. This was a custom made card. Someone created this in Photoshop, right? And they got the here's ScapeCon, hand drawn characters in the back there, right? You were welcome. No, I really do appreciate it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was so brain dead to the experience until I got there. I didn't know this was something, but this is definitely incentive to. They're very well made, right? Yeah, like compare. This is the OG. This was made by the company. This was made on someone's computer. Phenomenal, phenomenal. And they gave these away. If you pre-ordered, they gave these away, and then you could earn some more. But I didn't spend my wins. So for every tournament you participated in, you got a ticket, and then for every win you got, it was 2 tickets, right? I didn't spend my tickets on cards for the other characters. I decided to spend my tickets on 3D printed characters. So this is an actual unit that was in the game, right? It's the fire elemental that was released back in 2010. This is a 3D printed version of it. You can't tell. You cannot tell. You can't tell that this is not an official character. No, it's based on the official character. They 3D printed it, and then they were giving them as prizes if you won. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that's the key, right? That was the key that kept this game alive for so long, is being able to make the characters where you're not able to buy them. If you're not able to buy them because they are now expensive, because they're on the market for prices for a game that no longer exists, quote, quote, right? There are people that are printing them at their homes right now, and they gave these away as prizes. These weren't the only units. There were a bunch of units they were printing. There were a bunch of units they were customizing to make new characters, right? I'm still just mind blown by the whole experience, because knowing that they have taken this game that was cast aside by the corporation that owned it and continue to make it thrive for so long. And just seeing everybody's work was so good, right? Because now, the custom units, right? The Valhalla customs, that's what they call them, the VC units. This ongoing series of characters that are being designed by a full test, like a team that tests it, a team that writes it up, all sorts of stuff like that. And they went ahead and they posted, like they back in the day. So kind of having to go back in time again. I'm all over the place with this, but it's all connected. The story is all connected, I promise. When I was writing my fan fiction on the forums, right, I would post every once in a while, and people were saying really, really good things about it. But one thing that in particular that stood out to me, that will continue to stand out to me, right, was that someone DM'd me at the time and said, "Hey, we were reading your writing. We really enjoy what you write. Would you like to write the character bios for our units that we design, custom units?" So this is back in 2010, 2011. Blew my mind. I was like, oh, like, absolutely. I would love to write for y'all. And I want to say that was like my first writing job, right? Was writing these characters. And due to the nature of ADHD, as the way it works, right? Due to the nature of just scatterbrained I am, right? I forgot that I did these. not in the way of, like, I didn't entirely forget, but like I forgot how much I put into that, and the writing that I did. Guess what was at the event? Guess what was at ScapeCon? People were using the characters I wrote. that was insane to see. Like, there were actually units that were like the ones I wrote for. They were on the field. They were being played in tournaments. So that was my favorite thing, was to blow some people's minds. I was like, hey, I wrote for that guy. And then I had someone come and tell me, one of the event coordinators, mind you, one of the people that was helping run the event, he was like, hey, did you write for this character? And I was like, oh yeah, I wrote for that character. Well, I just wanted to let you know that I was actually inspired to create characters of my own based on that. Once again, contributing to someone's creativity without any clue. I didn't know I was doing that. I didn't know I did that, but I did. It happened, and this person was telling me now. He was like, "Oh yeah, thank you for writing that character. You inspired me." And I'm like, "The fuck? Like, are you kidding me? I wrote this 12 years ago. I didn't think of that like as a seedbed for creativity this so far in the future, mind you. I mean, it's literally 12 years later, but no, the people were being like, they were like, yeah, oh, this inspires. And I was actually asked, they're like, hey, do you want to still write for us? I'm like, oh heck yeah. So 12 years later, I'm coming back to write for Valhalla's Customs on the forums. Pretty crazy wraparound, I should say. And let me tell you, the fact that I was writing for them back when I was in high school, I got so much more experience now in terms of writing. I got so much more behind the scenes experience that I'm so excited to write for these characters again, because now I got stuff. Like, I got stuff to say. I'm just, it's not just like teenage angst anymore. It's like actual experiences, like things I can work together. Yeah. So I say major announcement. I wanted to do, I want to do something like, I don't know. I want to like go over some of the stuff I wrote and refamiliarize myself. But yeah, I was asked to come back and write for these character bios again. I will be posting them this time and not hiding from the world that I do these things. We're still working out some of the details, but I want HeroScape to be a larger part of this channel's presence, because I was just unaware of how much I had already contributed to the series, and to think that it's still going. I absolutely want to continue to contribute, right? And more on like, of course, bringing up the lore and talking about the story of the game, explaining why I was so obsessed with it. But yeah, now I get to write for these characters at some point. I'm going to be posting them when they go live and things like that, and sharing that kind of stuff, and it's gonna be cool. I think there's gonna be a lot to look forward to in terms of that, and I hope to be able to make that content and show you, the audience, show the community of the Eslam Call It, show everyone here just how cool this game really is. Because let me tell you, and I think it's just the nature of the event, it's the nature of the convention. But being able to go to a convention full of this game, like, I was talking to my parents about it. I had if you know the story, right, with me and my parents, there's ongoing stuff, right? But like, my actual parents were like, what's up? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm at ScapeCon. They're like, what's that? And I'm like, it's an event where people play HeroScape full tournaments. And they were like, HeroScape's still around? ? And I'm like, yeah, same. I didn't realize it's still going. And they were like, that's incredible. Like, they may they may have been super regulate. Like, back in the day, they used to get mad at me every time I bought HeroScape. They're like, you're wasting your money. You need that for the future. You need to put that in the savings account. What are you doing buying HeroScape? Yeah, I guess it made sense back in the day. But, I mean, heck, this game's still alive. So I have zero regrets. zero financial regrets for paying for and obviously I wasn't like paying arm and leg. I bought everything at retail price, and then I bought stuff a few years after it had discontinued, so it hadn't raised price just yet, but it was still kind of going up at the time. Being able to do that, No regrets, no regrets, because the game is still live, and I can now I got something else to add to the writing portfolio. Is that I wrote for these characters, and I'm going to be able to continue to write for these characters. And that's not there's I met a bunch of content creators at the event at ScapeCon. I met MK Plus Ultra as a person who does HeroScape content on YouTube. I met Joe Crazy, who does the HeroScape content, right? And I mean, I knew Conductor Productions here, so that doesn't count. But like, all these creators who have Sir HeroScape. I met Sir HeroScape. There's a YouTuber named Sir HeroScape. I didn't even know these channels existed, but I met these people behind these channels and the passion they had. One of them had this like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a phone rig, where he was recording everything live through his phone, and it was like he was like holding it, and he was like grabbing all the footage, and he like uploads all of this to his channel, and I was just like, bruh, man, I'm so behind. Like I just sit behind a laptop and record myself go live. That's all I've been able to do. Yeah, Joe Crazy. Joe Crazy had this like super intense rig, and that was awesome, right? Seeing the passion and the effort and the dedication to his content, and so it's just really cool. So throughout the week, when I get the chance, of course, I'm going to try to grab some of these channels. I'm going to show you some of the stuff. So if you are interested in HeroScape, right? Of course, you have Tales of Valhalla you can check out, and you have these other content creators who do cover live shows. And I know Joe Crazy just posted his series about it's called the Utz Cup. It's a tournament series that he's doing from his own home, and he's inviting all his friends to play in tournament rankings and stuff like that. And they're posting all their matches and stuff like that. So that was super cool. That was really cool to see. And we're gonna try to promote that series and share that with everybody here in the community, because I don't know what to tell you all. I'm obsessed with the idea that HeroScape is still live 12 years later. That is it. That is the core of it. HeroScape is still live 12 years later. This game that inspired me so much when I was a kid is still alive 12 years later. And so we got to contribute back to it. We got to give something back to it. I would love to cover live games myself, but, at the current moment, I have nobody to play with here. So kind of just seeing. I have my friend said he would play. I don't know how much I can get him wired into it. We'll see. I'm going to do my best. My coworker asked about it. Was like, oh, hey, where you were gone for a week. What'd you do? And I got to talk about ScapeCon for a little bit. And she Googled it. She Googled HeroScape. And then she was like, this kind of looks fun. And I was like, yeah. So who knows? I might actually be able to start playing again. We'll see. Oh, absolutely. Much more content creation for it now. It's so much... The effort that has been going into the existence of HeroScape 12 years after its discontinuation, like I said, it's phenomenal to see. And it tells you something. It tells you that there's something to discover in the experience of it all. Like, just how much this game bonds people together, right? I mean, you get to play this game with all of your friends. You get to play the game with your family. You get to play this game with anybody, really. It's a really easy game to get into. It's not super difficult. It's a lot of fun. It's super nerdy. It's so super nerdy. Like, one of my favorite things, like I would when I was playing in the tournaments and stuff like that, like near the end matches and stuff like that, I would make voices up. I was pretending to voice the characters and stuff as they died or whatever, and that was just fun. That was really fun to do. But I had I had this one moment. I made a reference, right? I made a lore reference to a character. I was playing against I think who's the person on the forums? I was playing against Bodacious, I think is their name. And I made a reference to the character I was playing, and he goes, "I love to hear it. That's the lore stuff, isn't it?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Yep, the lore guy." And I was like, "Gosh, no matter what I do, that's just what it becomes. I just become the lore guy." That was just fun to hear someone being like, "Yep, love to hear it," because I was making lore references even while I was getting my butt whooped in tournaments. But overall, so that's my spill of the hour regarding ScapeCon. Absolute gorgeous effort between all the collaborative minds behind, OEAO was the main event coordinator, and then we had Vidar and all these other individuals from the forums who put their efforts together, and coordinated events, got all the pieces, coordinated playing those matches, getting all the matches up, getting all the points up. Dysel, like, working her ass off. She worked so hard to get that event going for us, like playing with us, and she would play with us in these tournaments and was also running it behind the scenes. Like, there was so much effort behind the scenes with these individuals running these events. So huge shout out to the community for putting that all together. Huge shout out to everyone that any effort at all that was put towards the event. Thank you for running it. Super cool thing, right? Someone shouted at Conductors, recognized Conductor as the creator of the Tales of Valhalla. That was insane, right? It's a phenomenal feeling to be connected to the game that way. Like, for me, as the lore guy, and Conductor as the creator of Tales, like being able to be recognized for the stuff we've done for HeroScape at the HeroScape main event, like, huge experience for the both of us. Like, it was just really nice. So I will say that was it, right? That was being able to participate in that was like, that's what got me out of my rut. And I was like, bro, I need to get back on Twitch. I need to get back on Twitch. I need to get back on YouTube. I need to get back to what I was doing and just share to the world all this awesome stuff that continues to exist. All the stuff that I continue to create for it. I get to write for HeroScape characters again, right? So we're going to be able to see that, and I want to do some other stuff related to that. We'll see. Like I said, today's kind of just a chat moment, but I want to contribute back to the HeroScape community as much as possible. I want the Echelon Call it to be mentioned at least a couple times, and people be like, yeah, this channel does go over HeroScape stuff. Like, I want to be able to contribute to that the mental landscape, right? The mindscape of HeroScape, like being able to contribute to the ongoing growing passion that continues to drive this game beyond its prime, like into this future where we own it, essentially. If you really think about it, we own the game now. Hasbro got rid of it. Hasbro gave it up. Wizards of the Coast gave it up. This game is in the hands of the fan now, right? This game is owned by its players. We own this game now, and it's insane because so much work has been done for it, and it continues to grow. So I'm super excited, and hopefully, maybe who knows? Next year, if I can find the means, I'll record my own games. Yeah, thank you for the organizing. One of the goals is to help me get inspired. So yeah, everybody, seriously, I just want to take time to thank Conductor Productions for putting the effort to get me up there, to get me into the event, and just serious, like, there's a lot to be said. But like, I just hope I can express it all in the thank you, in the gratitude I have for being able to go up there and see my favorite game ever still live 12 years after the fact. So, king shit. Really, seriously, everybody, and like, I'm telling you, I want you all to, when you get the chance to check out Tales of Valhalla, please do so. Hard work. Stop motion animation is not easy, and Conductor has been doing this thing for years. You got to check it out. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, please check it out. And we're definitely going to be bringing that up a little bit more as time goes on. Like, as time allows. Mind you, I am also working at the restaurant. There may be some days that I won't be able to go live and talk about it, but we will be bringing up a lot of that into the future for sure, and talking about that. And yeah, great car ride conversations. We had a really good time. I love the trip. I love travel. I love adventure. I love the idea of going to a new place I've never been. It awakens things in me. It awakens neurons. It gets me active. It gets me like out of my rut. Because I'll tell you one thing that I really, really hate about mental health. I really, 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 really hate about mental health is that the mental health, like the concept behind it, the people that are in charge of it are terrible at helping you. Like, holy shit, I don't know what I have to this day because the facility that I had to go to back in the day did nothing to get me the help I needed. So I don't even know what I'm experiencing, but I do know that I get into depressive ruts at times where I'm just stuck. My brain is stuck. I just have to wake up, go to work, go to bed, wake up, go to work, go to bed. That's all I can think about because that's all I have energy to do. And I hate it. I hate it so much. But being able to go to this event broke me out of that. And until the next time, hopefully there isn't, right? I'm gonna try to get out of it as much as possible. But for now, I'm back into the creative mindset. I got ideas. I got cool stuff I want to do, and just go full into it. And yeah, it's just oh my gosh, just real cool stuff. So real cool stuff. And thank you, Kella, as well. Kella is mentioning one of the goals is to help content creators in their goals. That's a big deal, y'all. I'm serious. If you know any content creator, you have any content creator friends that have goals at all, and let me preface this. It doesn't have to be financial stuff. If you can't do that, please don't push yourself to do that. Showing up to the stream. If you're not able to show up to the stream, retweeting, right? Sharing it with your friends, telling your friends about it, right? If you're like, oh yeah, my friend does this channel, or something. Like little things like that go such a long way. Hell, knowing that people put my videos on their playlist, or knowing people were printing out the content that I posted on the forums, that alone was huge. Those tiny little things, I'm telling you, pay off so much in terms of helping creators realize that what they're doing is worth all the time and effort and emotion that they pour into it. It's huge. And it doesn't have to be a big thing like financially contributing. Seriously, a retweet goes so far. A share goes so far. Right? And I know you all put that effort, and I absolutely appreciate every time. Every single second, every single moment that I see. It's just huge gratitude from myself to you for doing that, because it's rough to be out here and in the open and into the public sharing my passions and sharing the things I love and talking about them and getting people to hear about it, right? That stuff's huge. So thank you so much for that effort. But yeah, so here ScapeCon was an absolute success in my perception. ScapeCon was an absolute success, and I'm super stoked to try to see if I can get to go next year for sure. Sorry to interrupt. Is there a Hylian shield back there? Yes, there is. That is, in fact, the Legend of Zelda, the Hylian shield. It is actually a blanket. It is both a Hylian shield and my sound buffer. It helps reduce noise from the mic and all that stuff and everything else. It's reducing noise so you don't hear feedback and just my voice. And it's also very aesthetically pleasing. I am a Zelda nerd. I say HeroScape was my first creative spark, and it's what inspired me to start writing and creating content. Zelda was the first thing I experienced as a kid. I watched my dad play. I watched my dad play when I was 5 years old. Sorry, I know. Hopefully that doesn't make anyone feel, about their age. No, there's no. Remember, I have no. Age is not a thing here. Like, everybody's allowed to be passionate about these subjects, no matter how old they are. But I remember I was 5 years old when Ocarina of Time was a thing, and watching my dad play that on the Nintendo 64, right? That's where my passion for the game, and that started the game thing, right? That got me into video games. So, playing Final Fantasy XIV, playing Destiny, playing all these games wouldn't have been possible if I didn't watch my dad play Ocarina of Time all the time, right? So, Zelda. Gotta put it. Ocarina of Time, I know I watched my dad play, and he also bought Majora's Mask. I don't remember really watching him play it that often. I think he did, but then I ended up playing Majora's Mask all by myself. So one of the very first games I got to play Zelda-wise was Majora's Mask. We still have that golden copy, but it's not. It doesn't work very well. It's age. But yeah, we got the gold copy with the link, the little holographic link on it. The one that goes for like $200 something now. Dang, what a potential profit that would have made if I actually took care of that thing. But I was a child. Who knows? Who knows these things back in the day? You never know these things back in the day when it mattered. I wasn't a collector. I was a kid. So a lot of that stuff that's worth a bunch of money now. I'm just like, oh man, I remember that. I threw that down the stairs. Oops. But yeah, so that was my July. That was what really put it into gear and get me back into the experience of, hey, let's get back on your channel. Let's get back to what you're passionate about, and that is the games. That is the lore. The lore, as DJ Sina is saying. Also, go check out DJ Sina's stuff. I know. There's been effort in that direction. Gotta make sure. Yeah. Go follow that channel. Just do it. Just prepare for awesomeness. Because I know one day he's gonna go live and it's just gonna be awesome. get you back in Twitch. I hope you're having a good night, by the way. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, so sooner than you think. Oh, let's go! I knew it. All right, everybody, keep that. Go get that follow going, so you get that notification going. Heck yeah! Knew it. I sensed it. I smell the content. That sounds bad. I shouldn't do that. So, after ScapeCon, of course, there was that minor reprieve. I had to take a break because I was just like, man, that was so much emotion and awesomeness. I had to take like a day off to relax, get back to work, get back to the work schedule, and was working for most of that week. And then on Sunday, of course, I went live on Conductor Productions channel, and we got to talk about HeroScape and our ScapeCon experiences. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, go ahead, swing on over to Conductor Productions channel. The VOD is still there if you want to check it out. I talked with himself and Joe's Crazy about the entire event, and kind of the same stuff I talked about today. I talked about with them, but it was a little bit earlier before memories destroyed everything. So of course changing the perspective and whatnot. And then that week, of course, was completely bombarded with trying to prepare. So I didn't go live at all that week. Like, I wanted to go live, of course, but I didn't go live at all because I was the week after ScapeCon, I took a break. I was trying to get back into the scope of things. And the week after that, I had to prepare for LunarCon, as they were doing. LunarCon, the big event of Final Fantasy XIV, where Shenpai and friends, Shenpai and the content creators behind that FC, they all get together. They open up their venues. They open up their houses on Brynhilder, and they had this huge event where a bunch of Final Fantasy XIV players come together and hang out and enjoy the experience of watching a bunch of content creators talk about their favorite parts of the game. Get to watch venues. I get to check out DJs there. It was massive. I wish I took those days off. I took the day I was presenting off. I should have taken all those days, because then I would have been able to experience the whole thing. But you remember my last LunarCon presentation, right? Like, I went live on my channel for LunarCon and was bombarded by just it was such a cool concept, right? It was a cool concept because I got to do this lore presentation, and it was a big event, right, on my stream. One of the issues that I had at the time was just like, I was not newbie, but I was like, I was still relatively unfamiliar with large audiences and stuff like that. But like, I think at the time we had about like 100 something people show up, and I think if you go on my channel page, I'm actually going to double check just to make sure, because I don't want to let me see, where is it? Highlights. Yeah, so it was 112. So yeah, you remember, that was huge, right? That was huge for me because I was never ever saw that number. It messes with your brain because you're just freaking out. You're just like, there's so many people watching me. I don't want to mess up, right? And it was just that experience. And so I know so right now I'm looking at the highlight. So it was a year ago, and it was 172 views. So it capped around, it was about that, and it was like 200 views on YouTube, right? So Yeah, no, and that was really cool. Zay got the screen cap, and that was really cool. And so I went live on their channel. So they had a different system this year. They gave us a stream key. So I didn't stream on my channel. I streamed on their channel because they were trying to organize it to where everybody could be in one place. It was super difficult because the last time they did it was like raid after raid after raid. People fell off. People were lost. There was a lot of confusion. And so it made a lot more sense to kind of like keep it in one localized area because then it gave a chance for everyone to be able to attend the event. I was so upset because like I hadn't gone live since April, right? So I'm a little rusty, right? My mic stopped working. My mic pooped out like right before I went live. So I was actually like 30 minutes late before my panel because I had to get I had to reset the computer and mic check everything and figure out what was going on. I was freaking the hell out. I was so upset though. Yeah. Yeah. Imagine I hadn't been live in months, and it's this big event of the year, huge event of the year, and I freaking have an issue with my with my thing. All right, so let me go ahead and it doesn't show up. I don't have the full thing because it's I'm on the phone app, but I'll have to look for the Murphy's Law. Yes, definitely a Murphy's Law situation. Because I was just like, why the heck is this thing so lame? But by the time I went live after the 30 minutes, I finally got. I actually ended up having to use my old mic, so I plugged in my old mic, went live on their channel. I had 200 live viewers. 200 live. So we doubled the number. And I was so scared that I didn't actually look at the number. I refused to look at the number. I was so terrified at how it kept going up. I refused to look at it, but it kept going up. And soon Tara. So Tara said last she looked it was 200, right? So I'm like, yeah, 200. Yeah, that's like double. That's double. Do you know how many views? Do you know how many views this video has? My panel. I'm looking at it right now. 1.3k views. I was like, oh no. Y'all showed up when I was messed up. 1.3k views on the second LunarCon panel I got to do. That is just, bruh, like, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? It's how many gonna show up when you don't, right? It's just, yeah. I was and the thing is, like, I wasn't really sure because once again I had to take the break, and when I took the break, I was afraid that my level of content had dropped, or my quality, I should say, the quality of content that I tried to produce had dropped as a result of the break. But yeah, and Kella, people love my work. Yeah, it is a fundamental combat in my brain right now, all the time, where I have to tell myself that whatever it is, the imposter syndrome, the rejection dysphoria that you get from the neurodivergence, like just feeling like you're crap all the time, like that's just my brain, y'all. That is just my brain. It is not the truth. It is not the truth. It is my brain and my brain alone that makes me think that I'm bad. And even when I had problems, people were tuning in, and I feel like and I had a lot of people explain that they enjoyed it. And somebody posted, I remember, I don't know why this comment, there was a lot of really good things being said, but there was this one comment in particular, someone was like, I took 3 pages of notes. That made me so happy. I don't know why that, but like, obviously being able to present in itself was just a joy, but being able to hear that I actually taught somebody Final Fantasy lore to the point they were taking notes from me, that was, she, That's awesome. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. And not gonna spoil it. Not gonna spoil it, but we got some good results that's gonna be coming from that event as well. Uh, Updates in the future. No spoilers yet. Please look forward to it. But there's something good that happened as a result of this panel, and I hope that it continues to result in good things. But I'm actually really excited. So double results. ScapeCon, right? Inspiring me to get back into the streaming and get back into work, get stuff done, and of course, being able to write for the new characters. LunarCon's got something. There's a really, really, really excited. Really excited to tell you all about it, but I can't tell you yet. But just keep your eyes out. We got some good stuff on the way. So yeah, big eyes. I'm excited. I'm really stoked that this is all happening in the past few weeks. So going to get some sleep. Glad to see you back at it. Talk to you later. Thank you so much. Once again, everybody, huge shout out to Conductor Productions. Not only just, if you have the chance to check out all the work he does, which is phenomenal. Thank you so much, man, for taking me up there. I'm not going to cry. But thank you for taking me up there, taking me out of my cloud of despair. I was able to really just get out of my mess of a head, get out of the mess of my brain, and get to see the phenomenal wonder of ScapeCon and be able to know that this game is still thriving 12 years later. And I'm so excited to get back into it and share it. And I saw Zabel, I saw you said you interested. If you interested, I can help you. I got you. I can show you I can show you the world. Oh shoot. But you're welcome. I know what you needed, and I have the shot to do it. No regrets. And I'm absolutely so stoked for next year. I hope that they can check it out again. But Zay's running. No, you said you were interested. You don't get the run. No. You said the magic word. The word of I'm interested. I got you. Heroescape is the perpetual conversation. It shall continue. Baka. Oh yeah, no, I got you for sure. Absolutely. No worries, man. Yeah, get some rest. Sleep well. So yeah, that was my July. So, quick TLDR for everybody. Quick TLDR, right? Last stream was patch 6.1. I decided to take a break first to recalibrate myself and fix some personal issues, but ended up taking a longer break than I expected due to the results of work, the results of COVID, and so on. But getting into that situation put me at where I was just working basically every week till ScapeCon happened. And then when ScapeCon happened, it broke me out of the ruts I was in, and now we're back. We're back in the channel. I'm gonna try my best to go live at least once a week, if not twice. It all depends on how my work schedule goes, but that is the goal. I will try to be live, and it's good to see everyone as well. I obviously, I miss this. I miss being able to talk about nerd stuff. I miss being able to talk about mental health and giving people a chance to really understand that. My thing has always been, I don't want you all to feel like you're alone when it comes to things like that. When your brain's being mean to you, I want to be live to tell you that I get it, because I'm going through it right now, right? Like, I actually just ended up talking to a psychiatrist for the first time in years, and that was a really interesting moment for me, because being able to actually look for help now, because I can afford it. I can afford it now, guys. I can get some help. Yay! I was talking to a psychiatrist because this is a new job. I was able to get some potential resources. Obviously it's still all up in the air and how that works out, but being able to talk to anybody, always a huge deal. So, obviously that's all going to come back here too. It's going to come back to the stream. It's going to be yeah, cool. My mind is back on track. I don't have to worry about depression getting in the way of the channel, or my anxiety that's just perpetually telling me that I'm so bad at everything. All that stuff like that. I get to beat that out of my brain, and it's just great. It's great. Lots of good stuff. And So what do we got to look forward to, right? Planning ahead, right? The 12th, once again, 12th of August, live letter. They're going to be announcing the date of patch 6.2. They're probably going to drop the trailer. So we're going to go live. We're going to talk about that. Get that stretch in. Thank you for the redeem. Oh, yeah, I should have done that a while ago. Oh, my bones. Ugh. There you go. Get the big stretch. But yeah, August 12th.
Unacceptable condition!
My sound alert's not working.
Unacceptable!
Well, I hear it. I don't know if it went on your end. I have to edit that. It has been some time. I don't know where it is. It disappeared. I probably have to log back in. I'm not even gonna lie. But yeah, it has been some time. So just to give you the heads up, feel free to save your points until I gotta read. Oh, you heard it? Okay, so it's still working. Good old lemon grab. I don't know why. That's one of my favorite references. But heck yeah. So it still works. I gotta figure out where the notifications are, and then we'll see where that. Well, everything is still gonna be in adjustment, still under construction. Maybe I do like this aesthetic, so I might not be leaving the overlay yet. But in terms of like, oh, was it too loud? Let me minimize that. Sorry about that. Like I said, it has been a while. So some stuff might be a little rusty. um, I know I was actually trying to go live on Saturday, I think it was, but I was a little anxious about it, and I decided not to until I got some more things figured out. Today was easier to work with, so I was just like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go live. I haven't been live in a while. Let's go live. So, but yeah, August 12th, live letter. August, whenever that comes out, we're going to try to play the newer content. I'm going to try to catch up on some of the older stuff I haven't done yet. So I actually haven't done some of the side quests, and I haven't done some of the role quests. So some of these days up and coming in the next few weeks, I'm going to announce when I do those, and we're going to go over those quest lines. We're going to go over the lore of those quest lines. We're going to talk about it, experience it for the first time, of course, and then attach that to any of the old stuff and the new stuff, and just kind of have a nice little conversation. It would be awesome if I can plan them ahead of time. That way we can like pick a day and then be like, cool, so today is healer role quest. We're going to work on all the healer role quests and learn all about the healer lore and so on and so forth, right? And get those stories done so we can get the combined role quest done, right? We're going to learn from that. I want to do they actually dropped the new Omega quest recently. I haven't been able to do yet. I want to do that with y'all and learn about that, all that kind of stuff, right? We're gonna try to cover some of that content coming up. Of course, we got the Hero Escape, and so right now in terms of Destiny content, it's kind of the back end of the season, so I might not be streaming that until the new season starts. Just mainly because right now it's just grind fest. It's just grind fest. Solstice, but no, not bad grind, mind you. I should say the Solstice event this year is a lot easier than last year. It is a lot easier to get your gear glowing. I was having a heck of a time trying to do it last year. This year they took away all those really hard requirements, so a little bit easier now. But yeah, I finished the season on my own. I kind of used that as more of like I was actually playing with my friend when I was helping him out. We were using Destiny as like an experience to be able to work through that, and so I was playing a lot of that season on the back end. I will say it's a really good one. In terms of storytelling, there's a lot of discussion on depression. They brought that up. They brought that up a lot during Season of the Haunted. Let me tell you, and I cried. I cried a lot, but that just only tells you it's a really good story. So highly recommended. Highly recommended if you haven't had a chance to play that season. Check it out. Cry because it's sad. But I that's me coming from me. I'm a big baby. I cry a lot. So if you remember the Endwalker play, shit, I was tears all day. Still haven't touched Witch Queen. That's fair, right? Obviously, play the game when you have the energy to do so. I never push anyone to get invested in something. Especially with something like a live service game like that, like it's going to take some time. It does take a lot of time. Some days I'll start playing and that's the day. Like I'll start playing and then like 7 hours later it's over and I'm just like, bruh, hold on. I've only been playing for an hour. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. You drop Micah 10 in the game, I'm bolting. Oh lordy. Who knows? And right now it's like, I mean, there's a lot of like potential. I'm kind of excited to see what the future has for the story because of because of what we've had so far has been really interesting, and just the context really cool. Like, I mean, I think I showed some of the stuff with Sabathin and all that. Like, it's, let me tell you, it's some that's some mind bending stuff right now. So good lore, right? I always will eat up any lore stories. And what else do we have? Oh, okay. So this is gonna be farther into the future. So this is kind of a look forward sort of thing. But it has recently been leaked, not officially announced, leaked, which is, obviously you can't really trust leaks, I should say. But just to keep it in mind, they are remaking Tactics Ogre, which is absolutely crazy because nobody expected this, and this is a big thing to talk about because Tactics Ogre is the game that inspired Naoki Yoshida and is one of his driving inspirations behind Final Fantasy XIV. So of course I'm going to have to play it because it is Yasumi Matsuno's straightforward. Like, he created Final Fantasy Tactics, but before Final Fantasy Tactics, it was Tactics Ogre. That was the pinnacle. That was the game. That was it. That was his everything. Everything that makes Matsuno who he is as a creator, Tactics Ogre. And they're remaking that. It's not a remaster. It's an actual game. They're remaking all the sprites and stuff like that, and putting that game out there for newer consoles. So absolutely going to get that game when it comes out. It's going to be in the fall. I think the predicted date is supposed to be November, if I remember correctly. Going to cover it. Absolutely going to cover that. So look forward to we're going to Tactics Ogre content. I might do a little couple lore streams here and there covering Tactics Ogre references in 14. If anyone is interested in that, please look forward to it because there are a lot of Tactics Ogre's references in 14. There's a lot. So obviously, not only am I going to have to play the game itself, but I have to show you all the stuff that it's in reference to, and connect that back and forth, and just have a really good time connecting the mind, the streams between the two games for sure. So that's going to be coming out. I'm definitely going to try to cover that. Plan to cover it. Would be awesome if I could get that game for free, because I've been talking to one of the community people from Square Enix, and this guy is like really big about like, hey, if you want to stream this game, let us know. We'll give it to you for free. I'm like, bruh. So hopefully, and since it's far into the future, right, November 11th or whatever, right? Hopefully I'll be able to start generating the numbers again to be able to be like, hey, look, me, I do this stuff. Can I cover this game? And then see if we can get that sponsored by Square Enix. We'll have to see. But the system seems pretty, it's not difficult. Rainmaker.gg, if anyone's ever heard about it or interested in it, check it out. If you do ever want to cover a game for your own channel, for your own content, you actually just contact the individual or the community manager, whoever's behind that game series, whoever's doing the PR stuff. You can contact them through rainmaker.gg, and they'll get you in contact with them. And if you reach the requirements, if you hit the numbers or whatever, they'll actually get you the game for free. So maybe I don't know. Can't say that that's a possibility, but that is definitely something I would like to try. And if not, I'm still going to get it anyway because it is Tactics Ogre. So win-win situation regardless. But it would be really cool to get it sponsored if possible. But yeah, there's that. August 23rd will be the new season of Destiny, so we might have something covering that for sure. I don't know if we'll have to see. And then the other stuff that I can't tell you yet, but we got stuff late August too. That's going to be pretty cool. So look forward to that as well. A lot of actually, here's the deal. A lot of cool stuff will be happening late August with the new patch 6.2, with Destiny season 18, and then other stuff I can't tell you yet, but will tell you as soon as I can. So, end of August is going to be a really exciting time, and then of course in between now and then, all the stuff that I post and share, it's gonna be great. I'm excited. But yeah, so I think that's really just what I wanted to do today, was kind of catch up with everybody. Tell you all once again, thank you. Okay, so I want to say huge shout out to the Patreon, to the patron supporters. Huge shout out to the subscribers. Y'all stayed subscribed and supporting the channel for the 3 months I was taking a break. And I did my best to keep everyone updated, but the fact that you did that anyway, when you did not have to, when there was absolutely no requirement for you to do so, because I was not depending on the channel financially at the time. I didn't want to depend on the channel financially at the time, but people still stayed subscribed. People still stayed on the platform and supported the platform during the time that I was just trying to redefine everything. I don't even think thank you is a good word for that. Like, there has to be a better word for it. I wish there was a better word in the English language for it, but like, you have my absolute gratitude for that. Thank you so much for continuing to do that. Did not have to, but I knew that there, the people that decided to continue to stay and continue to contribute. Thank you so much. And those that were messaging me, I had people that would DM me, checking in on me, seeing how things were. Thank you for that. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for talking to me. Thank you for hanging out, during those times, and not pushing it in a way that made me feel guilty. I never felt guilty. That was the thing. I never felt guilty. I was able to get the rest I needed mentally. I was able to get the rest emotionally that I needed. And now I'm back, and I'm raring and ready to produce more and more and better quality stuff, and improve everything I have here. No, yeah, so like, huge thank yous, huge hearts to all of you for the continued support. Seriously, just absolute, the GOAT. y'all the GOAT, y'all the collective GOAT of this community. Thank you so much for that support. But yeah, I just wanted to retouch base, connect back with everybody. And didn't really have any content plans so much as just wanting to make sure that this worked still. If anything, I was like, does my stream still work? Does my channel still work? Can I still go live? Does it still work? Yeah. So still kind of trying to do that and get that all set up. All right. So let's see. Who do we have that I can go pester now? Can I go pester somebody? Let's see. Nope, that's not right. Back. Okay. We got. Oh, we got some choices. We got. Let's see. Kylar's live. Soul. Jigsaw. Oh, yo. Actually, yeah. There's Scarred. Yeah, a lot of people. I wish, the one thing I'll always say that makes me sad about raids is how you can't, like, visually be like, yo, and like multiple channels all at once. That would be awesome. I wish I could do that. But the general rule of thumb that I try to do is I like to bump up a channel that at the moment is like on the lower end, and that's not saying anything bad about them. Remember, everybody's content, everyone does really, really hard work for their content, but I always do try to help push someone's channel further up on the screen, because I think it's just a nice way to boost their efforts for the work they do. So let's go ahead. We're going to jump into Scarred's channel. And if you haven't followed him, go ahead and follow him. Great content creator. Say hi. Say good things. Say nice things. And I think yeah. I can't say when I know I have 2 days off this week. I don't know when I'll go live on those days, but once again, what I'll try to do is mention a few hours ahead of time. Hey, I'm going live. That way, it'll give people sufficient time to plan ahead. Spikes on spikes on spikes. Yeah, I got to make that reference again at at LunarCon, and people were just, that was funny. You know, they have an entire aquarium. They have an entire aquarium dedicated to the fish in the game. And there's a spot where they bring up the vegetarian. There's a person who made a character named Vegetarian Bait. Once again, the small things that I've done in the past that contribute to the future, it's phenomenal. But yeah, as it is, I am glad to be back, super excited to be back, and I hope to see you all again soon. But for now, this has been Croatoan, the helmsman of the Esalen Call It. Enjoy the rest of your evening. May you continue to do amazing things. Have a great evening, and I hope to see you again soon.